Aloha, my friends. Welcome to this pre-eclipse energy. It is now April 7th, 2024, and tomorrow at around 8:30 a.m. in California on the west coast of the United States, the eclipse begins, okay? And will peak around 11:30, 11:40. And these energies are powerful. They are profound. This eclipse is going to be occurring in Pisces, which is the last sign in the zodiac. It's the final sign. It's all about completion. It's all about surrender. It's all about the water, the intuitive, the feminine, the divine. Tonight, I want to dive deep into these eclipse energies that everyone is on the edge of their seats, speculating, guessing, wondering, hoping, dreaming, and imagining what this eclipse energy will bring through. I want to challenge you all to choose your own focus and to instead ask, what is it that you want to create? Because this eclipse is also a new moon, and the new moon is the most powerful time to set an intention, to set an outcome, to choose what it is you wish to create over the next 2-week period from new moon to full moon. I'm eating a little apple. When you have an eclipse, the length of time that you are then creating or manifesting becomes longer and larger. It becomes 6 months. And so that's why eclipses are so powerful. They are pivotal moments to set an intention that are going to last. Those intentions, the energetics you're in now, what's happening around you is going to last longer. It's going to last until the next lunar eclipse, full moon eclipse, 6 months from now. And so what is it you want to bring through? What is it you want to create from now until 6 months into the future? And what are the energetics of the planets? What planets are in what signs, and how might that be affecting you as we dive into this eclipse starting tomorrow? This is so exciting. This is an initiation. This is a portal opening to expansion, to activation, to inspiration. Let's dive into the energetics and see what amazing morsels of the current energetic landscape we can reveal. I taught a live class yesterday. It was powerful, bringing together lots of women to activate the energetics and to dive deep into them. And tonight I want to bring that to you all. So that we have the sun coming together with Chiron, the wounded healer. You know, Chiron's an interesting energy. Chiron, the wounded healer, pain, wounding, our biggest struggle, our biggest challenge, all of that. However, the other side of Chiron is this. What happens when you alchemize your biggest pain and your biggest wound? Well, for one, you release a huge amount of energy. You become more activated, and you become more skillful at whatever that wound was in. And so, as well as having the sun conjunct the destiny point tomorrow at the eclipse, being a catalyst for our destiny being to heal whatever this deepest wound is, it is also a catalyst for us to master or turn whatever our issue or challenge is into mastery. Wow, I just saw something so powerful. So we're going to dive in. Let's look at the chart for tomorrow, the new moon eclipse. Wow. 11:15 a.m., be at the peak. And right now, the collective destiny point is in Pisces. What is the collective destiny point, Lotus? The collective destiny point marks the teaching, the lesson, the journey that we as a collective are learning. And so when the destiny point is in Pisces, the lesson is around water. The lesson is around emotion, intuition, flow state, beingness, allowing, receiving, feeling. It is the divine feminine. It is the yin to the yang. It is the space of creation. It is the space for allowance. And the destiny point has moved from, it began in Aries last year, was in Aries. So we were learning the lesson of independence and individuality. We were learning the lesson of leadership. And now that energetic has moved, it always moves backwards, to Pisces. And so it has marched over the moon, it's marched over the sun, and it is now approaching Venus. And so, my friends, that is a very powerful energetic. They're almost conjunct each other, almost. They're about 2 degrees shy of a conjunction. So we'll give it a very loose orb conjunction between the destiny point and Venus. And Venus is the goddess of love. It's the goddess of the feminine, right? It's the energetics of female energy, love, beauty. It's beautiful things. It's also money. It's money, money, money. It's abundance. It's prosperity. It's wealth. In Pisces, the wealth could have to do with spirituality. It could have to do with spiritual blessings. It could have to do with work or books or things that you give that are spiritual in nature, that you then receive lots of money. And so if you're a profession involves spirituality or energy healing or art or music or dance or creativity, with the destiny point approaching an exact conjunction to Venus, this is an amazing time to focus in on your ability to manifest income through creative channels, through spiritual channels, through higher energy channels that maybe normally you wouldn't think that money and value could be combined. Venus in Pisces says, yes, you deserve to be blessed financially for your spiritual gifts. You deserve to be blessed financially for your art, for your music. Venus, of course, is abundance. It's love. It's beauty. So you might be drawn to spiritually beautiful things right now, things that are watery, beautiful nature scenes, soft pastels, things that are gentle in nature. And Venus is conjunct Neptune, Neptune being the god of the sea, Neptune being the ruler of Pisces. Okay. And as you can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things happening tomorrow in Pisces at the eclipse. So plus Mercury retrograde in Pisces, Mercury being our thought, how we think, how we plan. Okay. And in Pisces, Pisces is water, it's flow, it's intuition. It's debilitated in Pisces. Mercury is a bit like at sea when in Pisces. And so our thoughts, our ability to, string 2 sentences together, make a logic deduction could be a little bit challenged right now. So I highly recommend, with the power and potency of this eclipse being the once in a lifetime experience, that total totality is going to, the sun will be dark for 4.5 minutes straight on the land and 6.5 minutes in the air. I think it's very important to realize with Mercury being so in the water, so to speak, to not try and plan too much ahead right now with your mind, but instead Moon in Pisces, Venus in Pisces, Neptune in Pisces, feel your future. Imagine your future. Imagine your future as a movie. Watch a movie, in fact, because Pisces rules film. It rules fantasy and imagination. And we have 8 things in Pisces. Is there a book idea? Is there a movie idea? Do you have something in your imagination you are yearning to create? This is such a good time for that. Get out of your head. Get out of your mind, get out of logic, get out of the constraints of what you feel you have to do, and get into your emotional, feeling, intuitive body. Get into the healing space. Do healing work. Go and soak in a hot tub or a jacuzzi or a sauna. Go and relax into the arms of the earth. Turn on the heater, turn on a movie, make some delicious food, have some hot soup, make some hot tea. get into a cozy space of anticipation and imagination for what it is you wish to create at the new moon time that will set the tone. The seed that you plant today will set the tone for the next 6 months. And at the full moon eclipse 6 months from now, that is when you will see the blossom. That is when you will see the flower. That is when you will see the fruit of whatsoever it is that you planted today. And today, tomorrow, right, marks a new beginning. It's a new moon. Eclipse in Pisces, though, eclipse is the final sign of the zodiac. We are ending to begin new. So there may be a lot of things that are ending so that new things can be born anew. Okay, and that is an interesting feeling, right? Typically, when things are born, it's new, it's fresh, it's exciting, new birth. But having endings and new beginnings together so close can feel like a lot to hold. So I want to share with you my presentation that I did for my class yesterday. I'll also be putting up the replay. And I just wanted to share some anecdotal stories about some of the energetics that we're dealing with right now. So welcome to this solar eclipse. And let's just go into, I want to share the story of Chiron. And so Chiron, I'm sorry. Let me back up. Okay. So to give some context of the energetics of all of this energy in Pisces, I want to draw your attention to the fact that this is the year of the dragon in Chinese astrology. Interestingly enough, the dragon bridges between the water, the air, and the fire. It's a creature that can travel through many dimensions and through many planes. And similarly, Pisces, the fish, also can swim in multi-dimensions because it can swim not only in the water, but in the water of intuition, the psychic realms, and the intuitive realms. And so it is also this year of the dragon, very interesting to note that all of those 8 planets that are in Pisces are lined up right along the outside. I need a better picture, but essentially Pisces, the constellation, exists at the top of what is called Cetus. This is a constellation right around Pisces called Cetus, or the sea serpent, or the whale. Those are some common names for Cetus. And I wanted to share with you a story of Cetus because Cetus is the monster of the deep. And so Pisces, this area of Pisces where we have 8 planets right above Cetus, I've noticed can be a really interesting time where we're almost drawn into the underbelly of the beast. We're almost drawn into the underbelly of our unconscious, and things that have been hidden there come to the light. And it can be a little bit, to say the least, uncomfortable. In fact, last year when we had Cetus, many planets in Cetus right near Pisces, there was huge storms where I live. And so Cetus, I think, is often associated with stormy energy, kind of dark or foreboding energy. And so how do we get through that? How do we go beyond the lesson? And we have to go beyond by feeling it, by bringing light to the spaces and places within us that are being brought to light. And so there's a really amazing story of Cetus, the sea monster, that I came across as I was trying to figure out, what is Cetus? Why are all these planets in Cetus, in the area of the sky near Cetus, and why is the energy so interesting and so bizarre, really? And many of you, comment below how you're all doing it. It feels like many things from the hidden realms are coming to light. Okay, so Cetus, the sea serpent, was under the domain of King Neptune, the god of the sea. Okay, so here's Cetus here. Cetus. Cetus was a creature of the ocean, a creature of the deep, a sea serpent, a water being who lived in King Neptune, the god of the sea's kingdom. Let me see, actually I want to get a picture for you here. So here we have Cetus. We have Cetus, the god, the serpent the deep energy of the unconscious. Now we have 8 things in Pisces, right near Cetus. And Cetus was in the domain of King Neptune, the god of the sea. So here's King Neptune, the god of the sea. And right now we have Neptune in Pisces, and Pisces is ruled by the planet Neptune. And so that really amplifies that Neptunian energy of the water kingdom. The water kingdom, of course, relating to our emotions, our intuition, our psychic abilities, our awarenesses, all the things that flow, all the things we feel. And so with all these energetics at play, Cetus, the sea monster, we have all these planets right above the sea serpent Cetus. I want to share you the story of Cetus that I have learned the best. And so that story is that the princess Andromeda, as seen here, had compared herself to a sea nymph, one of King Neptune's, mermaids, sea beings, one of his beautiful sea creatures. She had said she was more beautiful than one of King Neptune's sea creatures, one of his nymphs. And so King Neptune, the Greek gods were always very, or Poseidon, I guess, as he's known in Greek astrology, was very upset that she would compare herself as more beautiful than one of his sea maidens. And so he sent Cetus, the god of the serpent of the deep, and he said, you must sacrifice Andromeda. You must put Andromeda, Princess Andromeda, on a rock, chain her to a rock, and I will send Cetus, the sea monster, to her to devour her. Oh my God. And so here is Princess Andromeda. She's on the rock. She's chained. She's no clothing. She's afraid. She's in fear. And so she represents that part of us, that Cetus, that fear of something in the deep. And here she is facing that fear. She is so afraid. This is it. This is her last moment. This is it. Right? She's got this sea monster threatening her. When out of nowhere, woo, swoops in Pegasus with Perseus, one of the great heroes in Greek mythology, astride. And Perseus utilizes the head of Medusa to turn Cetus, the sea monster, into stone, which is probably how Cetus ended up in the star constellations anyways. Okay. And so here she is, Andromeda, before her rescue, facing what could be her last moment, right? Up against the wall, metaphorically speaking. And then, great transformation, victory, she is rescued and saved by this presence and this heavenly force. And of course, the story being as magical as it is, Perseus and Andromeda fall in love. And he asks her to marry him and asks her to be his queen of Crete, she was in Ethiopia, so she comes to Crete, and they live happily ever after, right? I'm sure there's more to the story. So here we go. We have, this interplay between the mortals and the gods. We have this mortal facing this challenge that seems seemingly insurmountable. She's afraid. She's in terror. Doesn't see any way out. And I wonder if there's people right now when we have all these planets in Cetus who are facing similar situations of feeling like there's no way out, feeling like there's no solution, feeling like this is it, feeling like this is the end. And so I want to give hope to all of you out there who are maybe feeling that way. And especially with 8 planets in Pisces, that's water, that's emotion, it's intuition. It can be and Mercury is retrograde. It can be very challenging, very, very challenging to discern our thoughts and our thinking and the logic or the future when Mercury is in Pisces. And so if you're struggling to get clear on what you're doing or where you're going or what's happening, I would just say, please just let it go for now. There are 8 planets in Pisces. Pisces is the realm of the unconscious, the mystery, the connection to the higher self. Let go and allow support to come in. Allow heaven to come in. Pegasus being the above energy. Allow the cosmic yin yang of the darkness to attract the power of the light. They say it is always darkest before the dawn. And yet here we have victory and we have triumph. We have success. We have going from the deepest challenge, the most difficult situation, into the deepest victory, the largest victory, the biggest success. And so if you have been feeling cold and alone and shivering and afraid and praying to God for something to rescue you or something to support you or something to come in and bring you up. And my friends, I feel that story, that success, that victory, that completion is heading your way. And I want you to set the intention that with this new moon eclipse that's occurring tomorrow, that by 6 months from now, you too will be experiencing a victory of the likes of which you never expected, because it's going to be bigger and brighter and better than you ever imagined. And that you too can ride off into the sunset in the arms of the beloved self, whether that's a man, a woman, or just your own beingness, to rise forward, to ride forward into the brightness of the beingness of who you be. So that's why I want to share that story, to give you some hope, to assist you to align that future destiny, because we hold the power. We truly hold the power when we're in our hearts, we're in one, we're in the love and the oneness. And we come together, we can triumph over any obstacle. We can overcome any situation. We are so empowered by God. We are just so filled with love and light. We can only access to it or have the technology we need to reattune to back to where we want to be. So here we go. We've got the map of the eclipse starting tomorrow in Mexico. So many of you headed to Texas. I want to hear from all you out in Texas tonight, getting ready for this big eclipse moment. Going to travel through Arkansas, Pennsylvania, Indianapolis, Buffalo, Toledo, Ohio, Vermont, all the way up to Canada. So we have a big day tomorrow. What are your plans? You know, I'm taking tomorrow off and I'm planning to make it a ceremonial day. I might do some kind of a live update. But this is an initiation time. You know, the Native Americans, whenever we'd have eclipse, they'd go into the sauna, the sweat lodge, they would pray and dance and sing. It was a special time. It was a sacred time. I highly recommend with Mercury being retrograde and so many planets in Pisces that you take some time off and you slow down. Don't try to keep moving forward at lightning speed. So many people are saying this eclipse is in Aries. It's in Pisces. Therefore, the energetics are not moving super fast. And if you try and go too fast right now with Mercury retrograde, just be careful. Slow down. People are not functioning at their super logical, clear-headed selves right now. This is a big year. We are moving from a masculine-dominated reality to a feminine-centric view. This destiny point in Pisces for the rest of the year, conjunct Venus at this eclipse, we're moving towards the divine feminine, the divine spiritual connection of oneness. And that can cause some big ripples through the collective. Okay. Now here's some maps I'm sharing with you to kind of give you a sense. The first location to see the eclipse begins around 8:42 a.m. here in California. Then the first location to see the full eclipse is at 9:38. The maximum eclipse is at 11:17 a.m. Last location to see the full eclipse end, 12:55. Last location to see the partial eclipse, April 8th at 1:52. So tomorrow from 8:42 to 1:52, we got eclipse time on the map. Take some time out, get into meditation, get into your heart, as the sun is blocked from the earth by the moon, we become the lighthouses. We become the light on our planet. And I really want to invite you all to remember that, to be the light for those 4.5 minutes of full totality. Be the lighthouse, be the light. We are the light. And from that brilliance, all great things will be birthed. Let all that you've held, let go and release. Right? So not only do we have Venus, Neptune, Destiny, Moon, Sun, Chiron, Mercury, all in Pisces, we also have something else going on, which is Pluto, the planet of transformation and depth, in Capricorn, which is Earth. Pluto is transformation. Capricorn is structure. And so this is the same location that Pluto was at the signing of the Declaration of Independence. And I wish I had the picture to share here, but we had the lighting of the Statue of Liberty and by the lightning bolt. And I just thought about Pluto being transformation and change and Capricorn being structure, and that we are literally tapping into the lightning bolts of change for our world, for the structures, for the government, for the laws, for the foundation of what we've known to change this year. Also, this planet of Pluto is conjunct the asteroid Psyche, which is the goddess or energy of intuition, psychic awareness, and it's very feminine in nature. And so Pluto transforming the structure of our world, of our government, of the laws, and tapping into the guidance instead of how to create a structure based on the feminine, divine flow. How do we align our structure to nature? How do we align our world to the divine flow of the natural order? That is what we are being called to. Within the sacred container of these two bookends, Mars, the planet of leadership, conjunct Saturn on one end, and Jupiter conjunct Uranus on the other. So in the middle, we have 8 things in Pisces, which is the divine feminine. It is flow, it is water. On the outer ends, we have 2 planets on either side that are very masculine in nature. Jupiter is the planet of the great teacher, father, and it is in Aries, which is masculine energy. So the great leader, the great father energy leader. Conjunct Uranus is also change, bringing change into the leadership of our society, leadership to our organizations, choosing to have great courage, Jupiter and Aries, to create change, to courageously create change, supporting the divine feminine to open and express and flow. Destiny point conjunct the moon, Chiron conjunct the sun, our greatest wound being illuminated, our greatest wound in water. I was thinking about this wound from water, and this may speak to a lot of you, but I thought of the wound of Atlantis or the wound of Lemuria. And I felt that maybe there could be a collective pain around the loss of our ancient civilizations of Lemuria and Atlantis, and that might be coming up in the collective. And so if you're feeling like waves of grief or sadness or fear, I want to invite you to tune in. Is this from now, what you're feeling, or are you feeling the waves of the past energetics that have happened on our earth? And if you are, can you allow yourself to feel those waves and allow those waves to come through you and to pass out? And that perhaps we are, with the sun conjunct Chiron, illuminating those wounds so they can be brought to the light and healed, released. And so we can send those old sorrows, those old patterns, those old griefs to the light once and for all. And as Chiron heals in the collective, as this deep wound heals in the collective, we create the illumination to create new societies based on psychic ability, new societies based on intuitive inner knowing, new societies based on the balance between the divine feminine and the divine masculine. These are powerful energies. Pluto in Capricorn, the transformation of the structures of everything that we have known. Mars conjunct Saturn on the other end of this Piscean water, feminine energy. Mars being our action, our leadership energy. Aquarius being the new age, the new vision, the new future, technology. How can we lead and move forwards through community and through the collective, through new technologies? Conjunct Saturn, which is structure, creating structure, bringing leadership to structure, community, new vision, new technology, new ideas to hold and create the structure for holding the blossoming and flowering, the divine flowering of the divine feminine. How can we allow and align to the divine masculine, opening up that support for the divine feminine within ourselves and externally in our relationships? This eclipse is bringing greater and greater balance between the feminine and masculine, and bringing the awareness of how to be held in our divine, vulnerable, beautiful, loving, feminine presence, how to be supported and held. This is powerful energy. I invite you to journal. I invite you to dance. I invite you to sing. I invite you to feel. I invite you to tear off the clothings of restriction and fear or shame or guilt and dance into the waters of your divine creative spark. I invite you to let go of anything holding you back from your true essence and to set an intention for this new moon of creation. What in your heart, in your deepest heart, is it that you wish to create? What are the things you need to support that vision? Can you get into your imagination, into your heart, and into your body to imagine the future you wish to create? Setting this intention with all of you now for this new moon, full solar eclipse, tapping into the energy of pure, unconditional, divine love and oneness, and requesting a complete unconditional love, healing, and blessing for all beings who ever come across this video through all directions of time and space, and commanding unconditional love to bless your dream and your vision, that you may feel safe, that you may feel held and supported, and just calling in pure love for the collective. Pure love, pure love, pure love, pure radiant love. May it dazzle and shine and shower you through all directions of time and space, and bless you and bless this world, and just envision this beautiful ripple of rainbow light and love showering through all of the hearts and all of the minds, setting the intention that this new moon, this solar eclipse, will be a blessing and a gift and an offering to us to connect to the divine oneness of God, of Source, and bring peace and joy and love and happiness to you and to every single man, woman, child, being. May all beings on this earth be happy, be healthy, and be free. And big thank you to all of my teachers on this path, all of my guides, mentors, loved ones, and friends and family. Thank you. I'm so grateful. I'm so humbled and so honored by all you have gifted to me. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And may all of you have the most blessed, beautiful new moon eclipse, the way opening before you as you go forwards. So much love, my friends. Aloha and blessings to you now and always.